Hello, this is Niev with the Rainbow Cauldron, and today is your daily general reading for September 1st. The moon is waxing and in Sagittarius. Okay, so the first card that I put down will be from the Druid Animal Oracle deck and will represent the general theme or feeling throughout the day, something to think about or meditate on. The four cards surrounding it will be from the Faery Wicca tarot deck and will represent the energies around morning time, around noon time, around early evening, the end of the workday-ish, and around nighttime, bedtime. So first we have the wolf. And this is a bit of an interesting card. It kind of connects with the Seeker card that we got at the weekly reading. The Seeker had a lot to do with independence, and we see a lot of independence with the wolf. And this is a wolf that's not traveling with his pack. It's a lone wolf. And there's several sort of energies that we're seeing coming through here. One is crossing a difficult or rocky barrier, going from this rocky side over to here, but it's rocky and rough, but we've made it across. So crossing a difficult bridge or difficult path, and that's an energy we saw in yesterday's reading. Taking a path that's more difficult, that's going to lead to more long-term success, rather than following a quick and easy path that's not going to lead to anything long-term or anything like that. And here we're seeing the wolf crossing over that path. We've gone over that difficult path, and it seemed harder than it actually was, because the wolf would have a much easier time crossing this path, this little stream, than we would. And so it was a path that the wolf didn't really want to take because it seemed difficult, but once he crossed it, it wasn't as difficult as he thought, and now he's on the other side. And the flow of water, the wolf is way down here in this flow of water, so it's really showing that the flow of water brings knowledge and learning, and the wolf isn't in the rocky, turbulent waters. Now he's in the cool, calm stream, and he's wiser for his experience. And he also, like I said at the beginning, it's really talking about that solitude, alone time, inner reflection, and which kind of relates to that Seeker card, where that desire to do things alone rather than with a group. Less about teamwork and more about solitary work here. And that's the energy we're feeling here. Okay, so the first card from the Faery Wicca tarot deck, we have the Banrian of Ishka, which is the Queen of Water, and it's represented by Fand, the Fairy Queen. Okay. Around lunchtime, noon, that sort of time, we have the Father God, which is right here. Okay, and that's represented by R. Diodata. There we go. And around early evening, we have the Six of Tina, or the Six of Fire, wands. And finally, at the end of the day, we have another knight, the Ridera of Dovan. That means earth. So that's, we have water, fire, earth, and yesterday we had that air energy, and I think this is interesting too, because this isn't an elemental card, but he's up in the air. So it's kind of like we have all four elements here, which is a very balanced approach, and we see that balance here with the Father God. Just adjust the lighting a little bit here. here. It's a little bright. Okay. Okay. So with the Bonrin of Ishka, this is, you know, the Queen of Cups, basically. And also, what I wanted to say before I get into that is we're seeing mother-father energies here. So this is basically like mother-father sort of energies. The mother, the Queen of Water, and then here this card is literally called the Father God, and which is basically the Emperor in traditional decks, and represents a lot of fatherhood type energies. But the Bonrian of Ishka, the Queen of Cups, she's someone who is supportive and offers a lot of emotional security. An older person who's providing emotional support. She's on dry land here, firm dry land, but she has the calm, heavy waters of the ocean behind her, and a serene sunrise behind her. I say sunrise because this card showed up at the beginning of the day, so that's why I see this as a sunrise. So she's secure and stable by being on this dry land, but she's filled, she offers a lot of emotional support. So, and her arms are wide open with support. So this is really someone who's really offering a lot of support. Probably an older person, maybe a parent figure even. And it does not necessarily mean woman, just because it's a queen. The queen, king, those energies, they don't necessarily mean male or female, but it's talking about the energies. And all right, so with the Father God, we're seeing that other pillar. We've got Mother and then Father, and here this is a more balanced, no nonsense even kind of sound advice focus. He's standing here almost in a yogic position, and it's almost like it's the Hanged Man, except right side up, That's the sort of energy I'm getting. And then with his fiery hair around him, it really makes me think of that Hanged Man card, where the Hanged Man is in a, he's this way, stuck upside down, but there's a lot of enlightenment about it. Usually the hangman is depicted with rays of light around his head, and in many decks he's smiling, so he's sort of stuck in a position, but is viewing things from a different angle and sort of receiving enlightenment from that. But here we're seeing that it's almost like that's completely upside down. So here we've got that enlightened energy, and this focused, balanced attitude, but we're also, it's combining with the stability of the Emperor or the Father God here, and we see that with the stone he's standing on, and also with a little bit more freedom, because the Hanged Man is sort of stuck in his position, whereas here he is not stuck in that position. He's got wide open fields. So this card has a lot to do with some balanced, focused energy, sound advice, a solid foundation, and a sort of authority energy here. And we saw a, like a mother-father sort of energy here. So there's a lot of fatherly or motherly, authoritative sort of feelings here. which may be conflicting with the desire for solitude from the wolf here. And around the end of the, around early evening, we have the Six of Tina, which means fire. And really, this card is talking about mastering a task, feeling in charge and superior. Maybe even you're this authoritative energy, and because I'm feeling sort of like she's mastering these wands that came out of this creative fire energy, and she's surrounded by a grove of trees here, which really represents a lot of security. But there's this sense of feeling in charge and superior, and a sense of accomplishment, and that's what I'm getting here. So it's feeling like it's been a productive day, and we're ending this with another night. We had a night in the previous day, yesterday. Yesterday we had the Ritter of R, and today we're having the Ritter of Dovan, which is the Knight of Earth. And this knight is a sort of reserved version of the Knight of Air, the Knight of Swords. And this is represented by Nisha, which there's a mythological story to that. And I'm kind of connecting that story of Nisha to this. And, the story is of Nisha and Deirdre, and Deirdre of the Sorrows. She was promised, betrothed to a king, I believe, and Nisha fell in love with her, but didn't act on that out of respect for the fact that she was betrothed to someone else, and even though she loves Nisha as well. And there's more to that story. There's, a whole bunch, but I'm really focusing on that part of the story with this card, and this sort of methodical, slow, steady feeling here. Instead of just jumping right in with something, sort of taking a methodical, slow and steady, but efficient approach, and keeping a respectful distance from disturbing the calm. Like, if there's something going on that you want to speak up about right now, it's sort of talking about holding your tongue a little bit. You'll get that chance to speak up, but right now it's we need to take a little bit more of a methodical approach, standing back and sort of letting things happen as they happen, and that sort of energy. And that's what I'm getting from the Ritter of Dovan. Okay, so that was today's reading. This desire for solitude after crossing a difficult bridge, a sort of a lot of energies of authority or older figures giving advice or being emotionally supportive, a balanced and what is the word I'm looking for? A no-nonsense, sound advice, focused sort of attitude that leads to a solid foundation, a sense of accomplishment and superiority. That accomplished energy, and ending the day with a feeling of with sort of advice to take things slow a little bit, don't go so quick, methodical. If there's things you want to speak up about, right now is the time to hold your tongue instead of disturbing the calm. And that's the energies for today. Thank you so much for watching. I better stop this because the light keeps going in and out, and I don't know what's going on with it right now. I guess there's some sort of the sunlight is kind of going in and out here. So I'll end it now. I'll try to make some more videos tomorrow and get them up ASAP. Thank you so much for watching, and blessed be.